Hello friends, this is Scott. This is about a week and a half ago down at the homestead, and I'm taking a little peruse through the pasture. It's about a quarter acre, and taking a look at what the cows and the horses did to this pasture this year in their grazing and manuring, and I'm pretty pleased. If you go back to my earlier videos, and I have documented, everything I've done on this property to get it back in shape. This pasture used to be way out of control, and now it's looking pretty good, and the animals have deposited a lot of nature's goodness, which I will be collecting later, but that's not today's job. I'll be collecting that once I go through the worm compost bin. I'll screen that, and then I'll get some new manure to put in that when I get it moved. But again, this video was filmed before some of the earlier videos I've posted, just because of timeliness issues, and I thought it would be more of interest on the other videos. But yeah, just taking a walk through. The two cows and the horse did wonderfully mowing this grass down. And again, given lots of nature's goodness. And there's just a few sticks and weeds poking up, a few inches tall. And so the mowing isn't going to be too drastic today. It's just going to be a little bit of just a minor haircut just to get this pasture looking good going into winter. And yeah, so the property looks attractive. I do want to water a couple more times before the irrigation water gets turned off. And to recap, the neighbor, I share my pasture with the neighbors, so that and in exchange they're able to graze their cattle and horse on my pasture too, and we share. So between the two of us, we probably have an acre and a half maybe of property for them to graze. Not nearly enough, but for a few months it does the job, I think, for three large animals. And yeah, they've done a wonderful job, and this pasture is looking much better than it did obviously when I first got this property. And I do recommend you go back to my playlist to see where this property was, 2.5 years ago before I put in all the work that I have. But every year, once the big animals move through, they kick up a lot of things in the pasture that I didn't notice before. It could be rocks and sticks and old pieces of wood and metal and just all kinds of crap. And there's even pieces of concrete in here. So yeah, I went through the bucket and just picked up some of the loose items before I bring the mower out here. If you also remember, I pretty much destroyed my father's old self-propelled gas mower, tackling this pasture and getting it into its current shape. And now with the new electric mower, I want to make sure I take care of that mower much better. So I'm going to pick up any obstructions or anything that's going on. Again, I'm not going to pick up the manure now. I'm going to set the mower high. It's got some pretty high settings on this new mower, so I can just mow over the top of everything. I won't hit anything. So that's the plan. So there's a bucket, and that shows some of the bigger hunks that I grabbed out of the pasture. But we're going to see if we can mow this pasture on one battery. Again, this electric mower comes with two batteries, and they're both independent, so they don't run at the same time. They run individually, and you just have to flip from one battery to the other when you run out. So I have used this mower a little bit for part of the side battery, at least this battery anyway, for the side yard. So we're going to give it a test to see if I can mow this entire quarter acre on one battery, because I've got the other battery on the battery charger. So we'll see. And again, it's not doing a lot of, not mowing much. I do have the mulching attachment in, so I'm not bagging anything. I'm just going to mulch it, and because I need to add organic matter to this soil badly. And I'll probably be bringing in other manures and things that I can from, I have a connection in Salt Lake that's got horse manure that I can just pick up, and he'll load for me, and I can bring it down here and spread it out. So I'll be adding more organic matter, but I just want to mulch what there is to mulch here, and you can see just a little bit of sticks I'm just mowing up today. But yeah, this will be a good test to see how this mower does. I love the self-propelled speed feature because it does, I can pretty much set it exactly at my walking speed. So yeah, it's feeling pretty good. And the mower is not hitting anything. I've got it at a high enough setting that I'm just going to, again, just nip the top of some of these dead weeds just to make it look good for winter. So let's take a look at how far I got on the one battery. And again, I had used the battery a little bit on the side yard, so I made the whole pasture except for this little stretch on this side. And so I could pretty much say that one battery would do the whole pasture if I wouldn't have used it, a little bit on the side yard. But yeah, it turned out pretty good. And again, it was not a major mowing job, but it does look much better with it. And that, again, that's as far as I didn't get on that first battery. So went and grabbed the other battery, finished it up, and now we're taking a look at the finished mowed pasture. And again, it doesn't look much different, but you don't see those sticks sticking up. And Again, I will be collecting the manure at a later date once I screen out the manure from the worm compost bin when I get that moved. From my last video, I think it was the last video I showed you. That was when I moved my compost area around. But everything's looking good. The wire fence around the alley elm tree did keep the cows out. They did push through it, and so they helped mow around the tree, so I didn't have to pull weeds. But they got pretty close to getting to the tree, so I'm going to have to rethink that too. But yeah, so there's a look at the electric mower as I walk up to it, and I'm very pleased with the purchase. If this mower lasts for several years, I'm going to be really tickled with it. But I really love the performance, and so far, so good. I highly recommend getting yourself an electric mower. Well, thanks for watching this video. And if you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you.